So the first question is asking you to describe a solution of a system of linear equations. What this is asking you for is just what is the solution of a system of linear equations? Well, remember that a system is two equations. And so linear equations, a system of linear equations is two linear equations that occur at the same time on the same plane. So a solution of two equations would be their point of intersection. For the next question, tell whether the ordered pair is a solution of the given system. You're asked to find if the x value and the y value that is given to you makes or satisfies both equations. So go ahead and work this out. If you know the first equation is x minus 2y is equal to 5, and x is 3, and y is negative 1, then when you do the work, you get 3, negative 2 times negative 1 is plus 2 is equal to 5. So we know it's a solution to the top one. For the second one, it's 2 times x minus y is equal to 7. Once more, x is 3 and y is negative 1. 2 times 3 is 6. Negative 1 times a negative is positive 1. And 6 plus 1 is also 7. So yes, this is a solution to both equations. Therefore, it is a solution to the system. The next question is asking you to solve the system by graphing. Remember that by graphing means you have to put both equations in y equals mx plus b. So the first equation is currently y equals negative 2x minus 1. That's y equals mx plus b. Easy to graph. The second equation is x plus y is equal to 3. So to put it in y equals mx plus b, you're going to subtract x. And you get y equals negative x, or negative 1x, plus 3. In order to graph these, let's graph the red one. Y equals negative 2x minus 1. The y-intercept is negative 1. The slope is negative 2. So that means you're going to go down 2 and to the right 1. Down 2 to the right 1. Extend it out so that it goes on. The blue one, the slope is negative 1, or negative 1 over 1. And the y-intercept is 3. So you're going to go to 3 on the y-axis, go down 1 over 1, and keep on doing that. Now, as you notice, you're kind of increasingly getting further away from the red line. So you want to extend it to the other direction so that you could see where it crosses. If it's going down 1 to the right 1, then to go in the opposite way, you're going to go this way. Now, you see that the red one, it's probably better to continue to extend it up. So the slope was negative 2 over 1 from negative 1. So we're going to go up 2 to the right 1, up 2 to the right 1. You're doing the opposite when you're going in the other direction. And you notice that that's the point of intersection right here. So if I draw my line, and I draw the red one, the point of intersection is negative 4, comma 7. And you should always check your work to see if it's correct by plugging it in. Negative 2 times negative 4 minus 1 should equal positive 7. And negative 2 times negative 4 is 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. Plug it into the next one. X plus y should equal 3. And sure enough, it does. So I know that that's my correct answer. Now, solve by substitution. You're going to have to show your work and check your answer. To substitute, you are plugging something in turn of another. If I know that y is equal to x plus 5, then this x plus 5 is what the y has to equal to. So you would say 4x plus y, which is x plus 5, is equal to 20. 4x plus x is equal to 5x. 5x plus 5 is equal to 20. Subtract 5 on both sides, and you get 5x is equal to 15. So x is equal to 3. If x is 3 and y is x plus 5, then y is 3 plus 5, which is 8. So my point should be 3, 8. But we're not done. We are going to check our work. To check our work, we're going to plug in x for 3 and y for 8. So y equals x plus 5 would be y, which is 8, equals x, which is 3 plus 5, and it's correct. Now we do it for the second one. 4x plus y is equal to 20. 4 times x, which is 3, plus y, which is 8, should equal 20. 12 plus 8 is equal to 20, so I know it's correct, and my answer is 3, 8. That is the solution of the system using substitution. Now you try this one. Again, we are substituting. However, neither of the equations is solved for y equals or for x equals. So your job is to make one of them, transform them. Top one is probably the easiest one. If I added 4x to both sides, I would get my equation y equals 4x plus 3. Now you can plug that into the 2x minus 3 times y equals 21. Because if that's what y is equal to, then I'm going to put that into there, which is right there. Remember to distribute properly. Always take the sign in front. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. X, negative 3 times positive 3 is negative 9. That's equal to 21. Combine like terms. 2x minus 12x is negative 10x minus 9 equals 21. Now, add 9 to both sides. Negative 10x is equal to 30. Divide by negative 10, and you get that x is equal to negative 3. But that's not my only answer. Remember, solution is x comma y. If I know that x is negative 3, and I know that y minus 4x is equal to 3, which really is y is equal to 4x plus 3, then I know that y is going to equal 4 times x plus 3, where x is negative 3. Just plug that into that x. That gives me negative 12 plus 3, which is equal to negative 9. So y should be negative 9. So negative 3 comma negative 9 should be my point, but I'm not going to assume I didn't do any mistakes. I want to check my work. Y, we're going to use the first equation. Y minus 4x is equal to 3. Y is equal to negative 9 is minus 4 times x, which is negative 3, should equal 3. Well, negative 9 plus 12 is equal to 3, so I know the top point is correct. The next equation, 2x minus 3y is equal to 21. 2 times x, which is negative 3, minus 3 times y, which is negative 9, should equal 21. 2 times 3 is negative 6. Negative 3 times negative 9 is positive 27. That indeed is equal to 21, so I know that my point, negative 3 comma negative 9, is correct. So that was using substitution. Let's look at this question. The Strauss family is deciding between 2 lawn care services. Okay, so we have 2 different situations. Okay. Green lawn charges $49 startup plus $29 per month. Grass team charges $25 startup plus $37 per month. How many months will they equal each other? Well, first of all, I need to identify variables because the very first thing you have to figure out is what variables am I finding? I know that the amount of money I spend, or the cost, if I call that Y, depends on the number of months, which I can call X, because Y always depends on X. If Y depends on X, then the green lawn is going to be, cost is going to equal $49 just to start up, plus 29 multiplied per month. Remember, 29 per month is 29 multiplied by the number of months, but instead of the letter M, we are using the letter X. The grass team, which is the blue one, is equal to the $25 startup plus 37 per month. So 37 month, 37x. Now that I have the two equations, I can say I want to know when they are equal to each other. So I want to know, when does the 49 plus 29x equal the 25 plus 37x? Because you want to know, when does the cost of the green guy equal the cost of the blue guy? You want to know, when are they equal to each other? To solve, I treat it like a regular algebraic equation. 49 is equal to 25 plus 8x. Subtract 25 on both sides. And I get that 24 is equal to 8x. Divide by 8. X is equal to 3, which means that when 3 months, because that's what X is, at 3 months, the cost is equal. The next part of the question is asking, all right, if the family uses it for 6 months, which is better? Well, the green one is going to be 49 plus 29 times, and they want to know for 6 months, okay? And the blue one is going to be 25 plus 37 times, well, they want to know for 6 months. Do the math. The cost of the green is going to be 49 plus 174, which gives you $223. So the first green guy is going to cost $223 for 6 months. For the blue one, you are going to get 25 plus 37 times 6 is 222. And when you add those two, you get 247. So the blue one is going to be 247 for 6 months. So the green grass, as they called that company, is cheaper for 6 months. Or green lawn. Sorry, it was green lawn. I called the wrong thing. Green lawn company is cheaper. All right. Now we're going to solve by eliminating. Remember that to eliminate, you're trying to get rid of one of the two variables so that you can add them down. So in this case, as I look at my original equations that I just rewrote, I already see and I already recognize that the y's are opposites. One is positive 5, the other one's negative 5. So it's going to be easy for me to just add down. You're combining the two because those two equations are occurring at the same time. 2x and 3x is 5x. Y's go away, equals negative 10. I divide by 5 and I get that x is negative 2. And if x is negative 2, in order to get for y, you're going to use one of the two equations. So let's just use the 2x plus 5y equals negative 24 and plug that in there. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4 plus 5y is equal to negative 24. Remember, you're solving for y now. 5y will equal negative 20, and when you divide by 5, you get that y is equal to negative 4. So I believe the answer is negative 2 comma negative 4, but remember, we're always going to work through and check our work. So the first equation was 2x plus 5y equals negative 24, and the second one was 3x minus 5y equals 14. I'm going to plug negative 2 and negative 4 into x and y. And I get negative 4 minus 20 is equal to negative 24. Yes. Negative 6 plus 20 is equal to 14. Yes. So I know that my answer is negative 2 comma negative 4. Go ahead and try this one. In order to get this, I need to make opposites. So I am going to try to get rid of the x because I already have a negative 5 and a negative 5, which all I need is to make one of them a positive 5. And in order to do that, you multiply everything by negative 1. So when I multiply this by negative 1, it changes everybody's sign. Add down, 7 minus 3 is 4y, 11 minus 9 is negative 8. Solve like normal, divide by 4. Y is negative 2. If y is negative 2, then negative 5x plus 7y, I'm using the first equation. You can use any of the two. It's 11. This is negative 14, so I get negative 5x minus 14 is 11. Add 14, and you get negative 5x is equal to 25. Divide by negative 5, and you get x is equal to negative 5. So I believe the answer is x, negative 5, comma negative 2. Check your work. Negative 5 times x plus 7 times y equals 11. Negative 5 times x plus 3 times y equals 19. X is negative 5, y is negative 2. This is 25 minus 14 is equal to 11. Makes that one correct. 25 minus 6 is 19. I know my answer is correct because it satisfies both equations. Now try this one. In order to get those two equations to cancel one of the variables, you choose whether you want to cancel x or y. If you were to cancel x, you might say, let me multiply this bottom by negative 2 so that it becomes negative 6x minus 10y is equal to 6. And I would probably multiply the top one by 3 so that I can get the x to be positive 6x plus 12y is equal to negative 12. With that, I can then take my equation and add straight down. When I add down, I get 2y is equal to negative 6, divide by 2, and y is negative 3. And if y is negative 3, then I'm going to use the top equation. 2x plus 4 times negative 3 is equal to negative 4. That's negative 12. Add 12 to both sides. We get 2x is equal to 8. Divide by 2. X is 4. So I believe that my answer is going to be 4 comma negative 3. But let's check our work to make sure it's correct. Two x plus 4y equals negative 4. 3x plus 5 times y equals negative 3. I'm going to plug in x for 4, or sorry, 4 for x is the right word to say, and negative 3 for y. 8, 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. 8 minus 12 is negative 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. 12 minus 15 is equal to negative 3. So I know that 4 comma negative 3 is my answer because it satisfies both equations. The last part of the unit was asking us to find the names of the types of solutions that we get. So, as a quick review, these are the types of solutions that you can get. If you get one solution, in other words, you get 1 point, then it's called consistent and independent. Because the word consistent means you got some sort of an answer. You got an answer. If you get only one answer, it's independent. If you get infinite solutions, it's dependent. So if you get a solution, it's consistent. If you get only one answer, it's independent if there's only 1 point, because they only cross at 1 point. And if it's dependent, it means that basically you have the same slope, the same y-intercept, and you're the same line. On the other hand, if you have no solution because your lines are parallel and you don't have the same y-intercept, then it's called inconsistent. So keep that in your mind when you're going through these. So if I had an equation or a system of equations such as the following, and these are from the Solving Special Systems worksheet that we did. So let's just look at the first one. If I have this equation here, this system of equations, what I'm looking to do, and the 3 is just telling you it's number 3, so sort of ignore that 3 out there, just ignore it. So I am going to solve. The equal sign, just so that you know, is actually after here because it's sort of blurry, so I apologize for that. So that's the equal sign there, and this is the equal sign there. If I was to solve these, I would probably solve by making this one y equals mx plus b. So look at them both and try to figure out what method to use. My gut is to take the bottom one and transform it into standard form. So I'm going to subtract 5 on both sides, and I'm going to get negative 4 is equal to y minus 2x, which is the same thing as commutative property, moving this in front. Negative 2x plus y is equal to negative 4. So now I have the original for the top one, 2x minus y is 4, and my transformed one, which is negative 2x plus y, is equal to negative 4. When I add down, and be careful, because sometimes you look at it and you think you immediately know the answer, you got to work it through all the way. That's 0, that's 0. So I get 0 equals 0. That is a true statement, which means it's infinite number of solutions. And infinite solutions means you have an answer, so you know it's got to be consistent. If it's infinite, it's dependent. So this situation is called consistent dependent. And I will be looking to make sure you understand A, that you solved it properly, and B, that you got the correct wordage, the correct vocab terminology for the types of solutions that you get. Let's look at the next one. Again, just so that you could see, because I took a picture of the screen, that's the equal signs. So when I have these here, I'm probably going to, well, this one tells me y equals, so probably the best thing to do is to just take this and put it into this y. So that's going to be y, which is negative x minus 6, minus 2x equals negative 3x plus 6, and just solve like a regular equation. Combine like terms on each side, that's negative 3x. Rewrite the minus 6 is equal to negative 3x plus 6. You can either look at it and understand right away, that's how could you have negative 3x minus 6 be the same thing as negative 3x plus 6, or you can continue to solve it. I would add 3x to both sides, and I would get negative 6 is equal to positive 6, which is not true. So that means it's no solution, and the proper words for no solution is inconsistent. Number 5. Simplify this puppy. So you get y plus 2x minus 6 is equal to 0. Add 6 to both sides. So the top equation, which I will write down here, is y plus 2x is equal to 6. Now, the second one, I could either put it in the same form, so I can add y to both sides, and then I get y plus 2x is equal to negative 3. That's the second one, which I would put below it. If I immediately rewrite those in standard form, although it's in the same format, so you see the y's are under the y's, the x's are under the x's, you don't have to write it in standard form. You may if you want to, but you don't have to because they're both already organized properly. So let's just leave it like that so we don't get more confused. Now I'm going to add down, but the problem is I need to get opposites, so I'm going to eliminate. I'm going to multiply the top negative 1. That's going to make this one become negative y minus 2x is equal to negative 6. The bottom one I just rewrite. Y plus 2x is equal to negative 3. Now I add down, cancel out. Oh no, I get 0 equals negative 9, which is not true, which means this is also an inconsistent because it's no solutions. And the last one. With this one, I probably would use substitution because it tells you what x is equal to. But at the same time, oh no, how could x be equal to something with an x? So I got to keep that in mind and fix it. Maybe I'll take the top one and transform it so it's y equals. So I'm going to minus 3x, and I get y equals negative 3x minus 1. Now I take this, and with this value of y, plug that into this one. X is equal to negative 3x minus 1 plus 3x minus 1. Combine like terms on either side. That cancels out, and negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. So you get x equals negative 2. So you might have thought, oh, there's going to be no solution because they canceled out. But there was still an x on this side. So when these canceled out, you still got x equals negative 2. So if x is equal to negative 2, now I'm going to take that and plug it into the top equation because it says y plus 3 times x is equal to negative 1. I get y minus 6 is equal to negative 1. Add 6 to both sides, and I get y is equal to 5. So negative 2 comma 5 is the solution. Now, the question asked identify or solve and classify. So I got an answer. So that means that I am consistent. However, I only got one answer. And if I only get one answer, you have to remember that this means that you are consistent, independent. So if you get infinite solutions, you are consistent, dependent. If you get only one solution, which is 2, in this case, negative 2 comma 5, you are consistent, independent. So the word consistent means you got an answer. You can solve it. So you could say it's solvable. If you get one solution, it's independent. If you get infinite solutions, it's dependent. And if there's no solutions, it's inconsistent. So hopefully this will help you with that.